Right. You know, its bearings is something that is to be done with perception, right? So, my dear friend, let's get to question 2. Now we look at the sum again. When you see parallel lines, smile extra because it tells you a lot, because parallel lines gives us the properties of parallel lines. We can see alternate angles, corresponding angles, interior opposite angles. We can see all these angles, and that helps us a lot. When lines are not parallel, oh my God, we get lost more easily. Alright, so whenever you see that parallel line, smile in your paper. Now find the bearing of A from O. Alright, let's look at the sum. Bearing of A from O. Now this is your north. Alright, and this angle here will be 180 minus 65. You get 115 degrees. What's the bearing of A from O? O looking at A. What's the angle it's got to turn? 115 degrees. Right, so you write that is 115. What's the bearing of A from B? Now, from B, your north is here. Your north is there. And if you have this, if you look at this is 65 degrees. North, this is north. Alright? And I just want to get some angles right here. If you have two lines that's parallel, if this is 40 degrees, this is a line running across. If you have two lines parallel, alright, and if you have a line running across, these two angles make up 180 degrees. We call them interior opposite angles. Alright, interior opposite angles. So if this is 40 degrees, this is going to be 120. Now they want to find the direction of A from B. From B. That means B is going to go around and get right up to A here. But what we need to do is we need to find out what is this angle. B is got to go all the way right up there. Now to find that, we need to find out what is this angle. But we know these two lines are parallel. And if this 115, what will that angle be? Alternate angle, 115 degrees. We know that. Okay, so because these two lines are parallel, and because north and north, and these two lines are parallel, right? So we can find out what is this angle again. These two angles, because we have two sets of parallel lines. Here's one set, this is another one. North and north, same direction. So this is 115 degrees. Now the property, if you look at it, my dear, this is a chord, and a chord should make it up to be 360 degrees. So we add these up, you get 180, and these two angles should also be 180 because we have a line running across two parallel lines. If this is 40, this should be 140. Agree with me? Because it's sum of interior opposite angles. You got that, my dear? Interior opposite angles with two lines running. If this has to be 140, here's already 115. This angle here will be Y. Y should be actually 140 minus 115. Alright? So 100 take away 100 is gone. 40 take away 15 will give us a 25 degree. Got it? So these two are interior opposite angle. This should be 140. This is 115. Your Y is a 25 degrees. These two lines are parallel. We draw the line parallel. If this is 25, this angle here is 25 degrees. So what's the bearing of A from B? You go north, go all the way here, right up to this line. So it is 360 minus a 25. 360 minus a 25. You get a 5 here. You get 335. 335 degrees. Now I ask you, what's the bearing of B from A? You got to look at this is A. Alright, actually it's not my north. Did not look, I don't know both ways. That's north. The bearing of B from A will be this angle. And how do you find that out? Alright, you know this is 25 and this is a straight line. If this is 25, what's that? 180 minus a 25. Now, I'm not very happy with my messy diagram here. I'm going to erase this to show you this is north. Alright? So the bearing of B from A is this. Always from your north. If this is a straight line, the whole angle is 180. 180 minus a 25. You get 155 degrees. The bearing of B from A. What's the bearing of B from C? The bearing of B from C. Alright, staring at your face. Boom. The bearing of B from C. North, going right there. And we already said these two are corresponding angles. Or you can say interior opposite angles between 65 and 115. Alright? So the bearing of B from C is 115. You got it. You're getting it easier and easier, right? Now let's look at the next sum. The bearing of C from B. Alright? The bearing of C from B. Let me use another colored chalk. The bearing of C from B. We're going to draw this whole thing. And where is C from B? This is north. C from B will be this way. This way. Alright? So we look at that sum. And we know that this whole angle here, hey you, this is 180. And these two angles are a Z shape. Alright? This part of the angle is 115 degrees. And this is 180. Do you see these alternate angles? Alright, 180 plus a 115, you get a 295 degrees. Got it? Alright, confident. Now I just want to repeat again. What's the bearing of C from B? Who's the starting point? B. This is B. Look at your north. That's your north. And you got to do this is north and south. North to south is 180 degrees plus this angle here. What's that angle? Remember when you have this line is parallel to this line. And when you have two lines parallel, alright, and you have a line running across, this angle and this angle are equal. Alright, we call them alternate angle. You get a Z shape, Z shape. Alright, so that's how you get all these correct. Got it? Good. Now let's look at the third bearing sum. We've got 5 sums. This is the third one. Now you're asked to find the bearing of A from B. B. Look at that again more closely. The bearing of A from B. If I draw this across, this angle here will be 50 degrees. 180, take away 130. You get a 50 degrees. Now this is 27. Look at these two lines are parallel. If this 27, you see the Z shape? That's 27 degrees. So the bearing of A from B, from north, you go round to add here. Alright, the bearing of A from B. Look at the direction, north. Remember how Keith did it? Mr. Keith, he showed us the direction. So that's how you do. Point your hand there, move one round, coming here. So the bearing of A from B. We did a live demonstration for Mr. Keith. He was so kind and helpful to show us. Alright, I wish it was a real live stage where you're with me. It would be a lot more easier with all of you participating. Right there, anyway, you look at it, just visualize it more, right? What is the bearing of A from B? You add 130, 27, 50. All right, this will give us 180 plus your 27. You get a 207 degrees, 7, 8, 10. So the bearing of A from B is 207 degrees. The other way to do is to find out what is this. These two are interior opposite angle. And then you take your 360, take away this. Anyway, what's this angle? 180 minus 27. You get 153. Great. Alright? 360, take away 153. 360, take away 153. You borrow, you get 10, take away 3 is 7. This is 0. You still get the same answer. Alright, as I said, one gateway is closed, another gateway opens. Alright, what's the bearing of B from A? Clear card, staring right at you. B from A, 27 degrees. But as I said, it must be 3-digit. What's the bearing of C from B? C from B. Looking at B, right to C. Clear card, the bearing of C from B. Zoop. That's 130 degrees. What's the bearing of, what happened if I asked you, what's the bearing of B from C? Then you take all these things to add together. Alright? And it's quite simple. If you know this is 130, you know these two are interior opposite angle. This will be 50 degrees, right? 180 minus 130, you get a 50 degrees. And then you take this angle all the way. 360, take away 50, will be 310. That will be 310 degrees is the bearing of B from C. Alright? Now, what's the bearing of A from C? Bearing of A from C. A from C. Look at it again. A from C is this whole thing. Alright? We're going to draw this line down. Look at this angle. We've got here 50, 35. Alright, this happens to be helpful. 50, 50, 35, 360. Take away 85, 360, because 50 and 35 is 85. You minus it, borrow, you get a 5, borrow 15, take away 8 is a 7. You get a 275 degrees. I hope you know your 50, these two. 35 is given, 360, take away both of them. And you get the bearing of A from C. A from, starting point is C. And if I asked you, what's the bearing of C from A? Well, all you will have to do is, you will have to find out what is this whole angle. If you know this angle is 85, my dear, these two are interior opposite angle. So the bearing of the bearing of C from A, the bearing of C from A, this is 85, this will be 95 degrees. 180, take away 85, alright, because they are interior opposite angles. Right. So I hope you are getting to be feeling so good about bearing. Now what we did the first 3 sums right now you've practiced on, Is this showing you to find bearings, angles, placement, where they are positioned from the relative points? Now the next thing, the next step, the next two sums will be on finding length measurements. And if you know this very well, it makes bearings, trigonometry related sums pretty easy, right? You're on the path to doing trigo with ease.